The road we're on is paved in Garth.
Come along on the journey
as we explore Garthology.
Think of it more as a conversation. I like that. So if this is truly a conversation, then I say let the conversation begin. Showtime!
Hey everyone, it's Deb.
And I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess.
Welcome back to part 3 of our continued deep dive into the Melting Pot album in the Blame It All on My Roots 5 Decades of Influences box set. In our last episode, we covered Maggie May and Who Will Stop the Rain. And today, we're picking up right where we left off, reviewing the 5th and 6th tracks from the Melting Pot CD. This is the 3rd album in the box set, and I feel like by this point in the set, you can really hear how Garth's musical choices expanded beyond country and classic rock. The songs on this 3rd album really step into a more kind of introspective or like philosophical space. It's a reminder that this box set wasn't made just to entertain. It was designed to really reveal Garth's musical journey. When Blame It All on My Roots came out in 2013, it was Garth's way, I feel like, of showing us this full roadmap of his influences. So not just where he came from musically, but what also shaped him as he grew up, you know, by giving us a glimpse of these songs that made impressions on him. Critics at the time called it part tribute, part time capsule. And I think that's a great way to describe this whole set. You know, we get so many different songs in this set from so many different genres. And I think it really helps us remember those songs from the past and giving us kind of a new turn, a new twist to them. I really like that about it. It makes me appreciate what he did here even more. So let's jump into the next 2 songs and see how Garth continued to blend his heart with history. The 5th song on Melting Pot is Wild World.
Now that I've lost everything to you, you see, you want to start something new. Well, it's breaking my heart, you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving. But if you want to leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear. But then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Yeah. Oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by.
Wild World was written and recorded by Cat Stevens in 1970. This song, it's like a gentle farewell, I feel like. It's a message of concern for someone, but also sadness that that person is stepping out into the world or leaving the narrator. Like it kind of feels like it's a breakup song in a lot of ways too. It's one of those timeless songs that just feels universal. And Garth's version of it captures that spirit beautifully. And vocally, I feel like Garth adds this very distinctly Garth warmth to it that isn't in the original. He also makes some really interesting vocal choices, like some different ways that he goes up or he changes his vocals just a little from the original. And those really appeal to me. I'm not sure why, but I catch little bits in this version that I like more than the original. Musically, this track leans into just the simple acoustic arrangement. It's got that soft strumming and light percussion and a vocal that just feels almost conversational to me. Where Cat Stevens' original kind of has a slightly melancholy, like the folk tune, I feel like Garth's is musically more jazzy. And I actually like his arrangement more than the original. I feel like his production of it, it's cleaner, it's brighter, and I think it just lets Garth's voice carry the message without distraction. Lyrically, Wild World is all about wishing someone well while knowing you can't protect them anymore. And I feel like Garth really leans into that bittersweet balance, especially his phrasing on, oh, baby, baby, it's a wild world. That feels really heartfelt to me. I'm not sure why. I don't feel like it's performative. I feel like he really means it. And it seems to me like he's lived that lesson. That's what I hear in his voice. And I think it's a great example of how he can take someone else's story, but make it sound personal. And that's one of the things about Garth that I've always really enjoyed. No matter what the story is, Garth can take it and make it his own. And I feel like we all think then that he's lived through whatever the story is about. There's still sadness in Garth's cover of this song, but I feel like you can almost hear he's being maybe a little more kind than the original. And now, again, all of this is just me. I could be totally wrong, but it's what I hear in his voice. So this is one of those that even though I grew up with the original, I actually would pick Garth's version to listen to over Cat Stevens. Pete, what do you think of this cover?
Yeah, the song Wild World is one of my absolute favorite covers on this album, and one of my most favorite ones that Garth does, period, hands down. This song is a blast. And Auntie, like you were saying, I think that Garth's voice, in my opinion, is better than Cat Stevens with the instruments and the way that the song flows. But to be fair, I don't know a lot about Cat Stevens' songs, so maybe I'm just being biased. But I did listen to both versions, obviously, to match them. And Garth's voice just fits, in my opinion, a little bit better. I love when he sings that part of the song, but don't be a bad girl. But if you want to leave, you take good care. I hope you make a lot of good friends out there. Mm-hmm. Like the emotion in his song and the way that he follows with the grit, I guess, in his voice and the emotion in those lyrics. It's like, that's a great part of the song. Like it just gets a little extra knob and volume for me. The song itself has a great story. With the lyrics, we always talk about how Garth songs paint a picture, and like I can sit there and see the picture of the song or how the story is being told. This story of a breakup between a man and a woman, it's so well done for a song of, that time and that age, that genre. It's kind of weird. Like there's not a lot of songs these days that I feel that I can see the story of the lyrics being told like I do with Garth's music. But this one, both Cat Stevens' version and Garth's, like I can see it. When it's on, I just replay it over and over and over again. And one thing that cracks me up, the beginning of the song makes me laugh because in the Win special, Garth always talks about how back then they could not finish or start a song in lyrics. And then when they got lost in some of the songs that they were doing, they would come up with that, oh, 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 or la, la, la. And then the song just starts off with the la, la. It cracks me up because I remember that Win special now. Every single time I hear a song that has a version in it, or even a part of songs where the lyrics just you're like, well, where'd that lyric come from, or why did we go there? And it reminds me that this song is a perfect one for that. I can't tell you how many times I listened to this song over and over and over again, researching it. And then today I was just going through the versions on my phone, and I cannot stop listening to this song and Garth's version of it. Jess, what do you think about this one?
I like this one too. Right off the bat, this cover of Wild World gives me Chris Gaines vibes.
Ooh.
It's just a similar sound.
Ooh.
So as I'm sure you can imagine, even though I do love the original version of the song, I adore this cover too. This song in general, though, either version just immediately brings to mind VH1 videos blasting from our giant console TV in the early to mid 90s, because we would listen to that and like watch the videos when we got ready for school in the morning, and after school when we got home, we were doing our chores. We would always just go back and forth between VH1 and MTV back when they just played videos for hours on end. Right. And this is a video that would be on VH1 a lot. So that it just immediately makes me think of that. So I just get an instant blast of nostalgia when I hear this song, either version of it. adding in Garth's smooth vocal take to a song I already love is just icing on the cake to me. And so as far as I'm concerned, that was a definite win. The arrangement's perfect. I love that it's a mix of the familiar and then, like you said, it's slightly different, like Garth's take on it. So I like that, and it was a good balance and a delicate balance, I think, being walked. And it was done very well in this song. So I'm definitely glad he added this one to the album.
Me too. I do really like this one a lot. Okay, next up on Melting Pot is song number 6, Doctor My Eyes.
See, I've done all that I could to see the evil in the good without hiding. You must help me if you can. Doctor, my eyes, tell me what is wrong, 'cause I'm wise to leave them open for so long.
Doctor My Eyes, written and originally released by Jackson Browne on his debut album in 1972, is a song that kind of wrestles with the cost of seeing too much of the world's pain. It's introspective and questioning and honest, and I feel like Garth's version carries all of that weight, but channels it through like his signature sincerity. Like I hear it vocally in him. And again, I'm not sure if I'm just giving qualities to Garth that aren't really there because it's Garth. It's possible. But I feel like vocally, Garth's cover is better and more sincere than the original. His warmth just comes through for me, and it's just more pleasing to my ear than Jackson Browne. So, I mean, maybe that's really what it is because it's pleasing to my ear. That's why I hear all of that in it. But there it is. It's what I hear. I think that Garth's vocal delivery kind of walks a fine line between hopeful and weary, because I feel like I can hear both of those things in his voice. Somehow his like empathy comes through. Musically, it's one of the brighter tracks, I feel like, on Melting Pot. And that's interesting when you think about the subject matter of the song, because you've got this upbeat tempo, crisp percussion, and a piano line that mirrors the original's energy. But for some reason, I enjoy Garth's cover more than I do on the original. And even though the message is heavy, the music can still be uplifting. Lyrically, this song asks some big questions about faith, compassion, and emotional endurance. When Garth sings, "Doctor, my eyes cannot see the sky. Is this the prize for having learned how not to cry?" I feel like he's kind of bringing this human perspective to it. And I say him, but of course, that's the writer that did it, because Garth didn't change the lyrics. But in Garth's voice, I don't hear over dramatization. It just seems like reflection. And I think this song is a perfect example of juxtaposition. The music feels bright and upbeat, but it's paired with these lyrics that question this emotional cost of seeing too much of what the world is going through, which, by the way, I think is valuable today as well, certainly.
Yeah, very timely.
Right? In the world we're living in. And I think that juxtaposition, that contrast, makes this song both hopeful and haunted, especially hearing Garth sing it. And like Jess just said, it's very timely, I feel like, for today. Now, let's pass it over to Pete and see what he thinks.
I don't know that you guys are going to want to hear what I think about Doctor in My Eyes, but it is my absolute least favorite song. Like I changed the word hate to dislike because I didn't want to say it, but I absolutely dislike the sound of this song. The instruments, like it to me is so bad. I could not force myself enough to listen to the song for the research. So then I thought to myself, like, you got to do something to have something for the podcast. So I asked ChatGPT the meaning of the song because I just could not listen to this song closely enough to focus on the meaning or the lyrics. again, I don't know if it's the tempo of the song or the instruments in the background, because listening to Garth, like Garth's vocals are great. And again, I like the way that he sounds, and that could just be, because I love Garth so much. After reading the meaning of the story in ChatGPT, obviously I don't dislike or hate the meaning and the reasoning for the song and the reason why it was written and all the messages that are behind it. So I definitely don't want to take anything from that, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. But listening to the song and just the way that again, I don't know but it was like nails against the chalkboard. I could not do it. Like I could not keep listening to the song over and over again like I have been able to on others. With that being said, there are a lot of good in the song and the lyrics, but just the way that it's presented, not for my ears. And I apologize if anybody doesn't agree with that. But again, it is my opinion and I'm entitled to it.
Yes, you are.
Jess, how about you? What do you think about this one?
See, I actually love this one, but I think I came at it from a different perspective because I focused less on the meaning of the song and what the words were trying to say, because Garth didn't write it. Garth didn't pick it for like a studio album. So I was focused more on like the sound of it and do I enjoy the song? And in that way, I did. Not as much as with Wild World, but I still get some Chris Gaines vibes here on this cover too. And I think mainly because of the time period some of the songs on that album were supposed to represent. Regardless, I really enjoy this cover. I love the harmonies on the line "to leave them open for so long." It's around the 50-second mark, so around that first minute. And it just has great harmony moments throughout, honestly. I feel like this song's right down the middle of Garth's range, and it just suits his voice really well. So Pete, like you were saying, like he sounds great. The music sounds great. You just didn't connect with the song.
Right.
But I think that it really like not that he ever sounds like he's reaching, but it really just sounded like he was right down the middle of his range to me in this song. Like it seems so comfortable. And I just feel like he's kind of at his soft rock best here, I think. He does this style so beautifully, in my opinion. And this song in general just makes me want to move, to drive, to deep clean, to, to dance around my kitchen while I cook, whatever. It just makes me happy and it makes me want to move around, which is funny because it is a heavy topic at points if you're listening to what it's saying, but the song itself just makes me happy and makes me want to like move around to that rhythm in some way. So this cover so far off of Melting Pot, it's the one that surprised me the most with how much I actually really love it. So I was thinking I definitely need to figure out a way to play this one in my car because I can't play it on a CD because I don't have a CD player, but I have to figure that out. But again, I love that we don't all have the exact same opinion on every song.
We absolutely do not. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be boring. I agree. All right. That wraps up part 3 of our Melting Pot review. Between Wild World and Dr. My Eyes, we've heard Garth step into songs that look outward, songs about growth, awareness, and the world beyond ourselves. And I feel like what makes his interpretations of these songs so powerful is that he doesn't just sing the songs. I feel like he lives in them and he lets us hear how they shaped him as both an artist and a person. So let us know if you hear that same thing, or again, if I'm just crazy. That's possible. Next time, we'll continue our exploration of Melting Pot and see how Garth keeps weaving together the many threads of his musical influences. Have you checked out our website at garthology.com yet? If not, stop by today and check out all of our past episodes. And remember to subscribe to our podcast on your podcast platform of choice. If you listen on Apple Podcasts, please stop by, hit that 5-star button if you like what you hear, and then write up a quick review encouraging others to listen. Then share this podcast with everyone you know. That way you can help your friends in low places become Garthologists too.
Yeah, and speaking of friends in low places, if you guys are on social media, so are we. We got a lot of exciting things going on our Facebook page. So if you guys could head over to www.facebook.com/GarthologyCast, check out the cool things that are posted almost daily, interact with them, comment on them, and maybe one of those or a few of those could end up being some type of episode idea. If you guys are on TikTok or Threads Instagram or any of those other platforms, we are at GarthologyCast there. We do appreciate the likes, the shares, the tweets, and the retweets. So continue to do that. And always remember, you could reach out to us in the direct messages and we will get back to you. So thank you for the support.
And we release new episodes of Garthology on the 7th, 17th, and 27th of each month. So if you're missing Garth, come join us for an episode and spend some quality time with your fellow Garthologists as we relive the highlights of Garth's life and career up to this point and discuss the albums that have become the soundtrack to our lives. So until the next one.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of Garthology. And I'm Deb.
I'm Pete.
And I'm Jess. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye, buddy.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone. And remember, love will always win.
Finish it! Finish it!